we're finally doing the tech center tour and walk around. There's loads of machinery to go and see here, Alec. We've got loads of machines, and also you've got a demo on every single one of these machines, haven't you?
Absolutely. We've got 4 machines doing parts for our Christmas tree assembly. We've got a couple of machines doing basic turn parts, and we've got a couple of machines doing prismatic parts.
Absolutely, a beautiful little Christmas tree component. We're going to be having a little quick look at that. There's also loads of suppliers, because the Star Machine doesn't work in a vacuum, does it, by itself?
No, we've got, between half a dozen and a dozen key suppliers, a lot of which we've used for, 15, 20 years. Obviously, all of our suppliers have got new technology coming on stream, so we like to showcase that at our event every year.
Absolutely. So suppliers, machines, let's go take a look. The first machine we're going to be talking about here, SX38, it's one of your more standard machines, big bar capacity, but it's making part of your Christmas tree assembly.
It is. It's doing the bottom tier on the Christmas tree. Again, sort of like a non-prismatic type part, if you like, just showcasing the versatility of the CNC.
Absolutely. And I'm going to keep hold of this because I really love this component, but this first tier is right here.
Yep.
A little bit of turning, a few diameters, but mostly
it's
quite a lot of milling.
Only a little bit of turning, mostly milling on the head 1 and head 2 using various
So you've got to mill the front end here, and I guess there's some back working on the other side as well.
All done in polar, all deburred, fully deburred on the machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully deburred as well. Brilliant. Okay, let's move on. There's something very special on the side of this machine, actually, which is, in fact, a very special, brand new for the UK, is that correct, bar feeder?
The RS445 is a new unit. So it's the bigger brother to the RS338, and it's ideal for our bigger sliding heads. It's fantastic when you go from guy bush to non-guy bush. It's a very, very efficient changeover.
It is, and that's because there's a very special patented component inside here you're explaining to me off camera. What is it? What does it do?
Well, this is the guide module technology.
Which is right here.
Okay. So this basically replaces the telescopic, which is the interface from a standard bar feeder to the back of the spindle. And the idea of the guide module is that it's matched to the main pusher diameter, and it gives much, much better support at the business end, which is obviously the back end of the lathe.
This is the business end. The sliding head is all sliding on the linear guideways here. And the important thing is, like you say, reducing the changeover times when you go from guide bush to a non-guide bush.
It does that, reduces the vibration, so it's a much more efficient unit.
So much more stable cuts for more difficult materials.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. We've also got, hopefully we might be bumping into a couple of customers here. Sorry guys to interrupt. Are any of you customers of Star right now? Anyone? Yes, customer of Star? You are?
Wheel Park.
Real Park. Okay, nice to meet you. So why are you here today?
Just to look around, you see what new machines are on and that,
Has anything surprised you right now? Anything impressed you particularly?
Yeah, quite like the SP23, that looks good, yeah.
What do you like about it?
To get more tooling in, more capacity for the machine.
Will that be better for changeovers or for the complex parts you've got?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So, improvements.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Sorry for bumping into you. Brilliant. Sorry about that, Alec. There's loads of customers here, and they all have some really fantastic things to say about Star. It's pretty obvious that you support your customers really well. But let's move on to more machinery. This is another machine here, and we're showing off some really interesting stuff. Let me try and jump in there and grab a component while you explain what the machine is, please, Alec.
Okay, so this is our SD26 Type E. Full-inch machine, very versatile.
Sorry, guys, I had to push through all these customers to pick up this really interesting little eccentric crank component. Sorry, guys, as you were, the eccentric crank component here is really important because it's showing off a brand new feature.
Yeah, we've got a couple of features being shown here. We've got our StepCycle Pro chip breaking technology, and we've got our new eccentric turning function, which will be rolled out across the range on all the models in the future.
Absolutely. And if you look, there's on this crank here, we've got one side which has been milled. So this boss has been milled and it's off center. And then the other side, this boss is the exact same kind of boss, but it's been turned off center, which is it's amazing how you can synchronize the motors, the amplifiers, all of the axes to achieve that eccentric turning and get a really nice finish.
Good finish, really easy to program as well.
Yeah, really easy to program. And that's really important when you do something complex like this. Let's talk a bit more about StepCycle Pro.
Yep.
What is it?
It's chip breaking software. It synchronizes the linear axes to the rotation of the spindle. whether that be main spindle, sub spindle, or driven tool spindle.
Yeah, okay. And that's really important because people might be running in materials that don't chip so easily as brass or maybe aluminium.
I think swarf management on any machine tool is critical. It's especially critical on sliding head machines because you're working in a very compact cutting room. So any bird's nesting that builds up can become quite a big issue.
Absolutely. Birds nesting at 3 in the morning when these machines are running lights out is a complete nightmare. I imagine someone gets an email or a text from their machine saying, I'm down, or the production manager says, oh, someone needs to go in. That's a
Our
nightmare.
machines are all about unmanned running. So if we can control the swarf, we get longer extended hours.
Absolutely. And we had a customer earlier saying 38 hours they ran one job for. 38 hours for a machine to be running. That's total process stability. You couldn't do that without stuff like StepCycle Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
No, perfect. This moves us on to, this is kind of like a secret machine here. This is a preview here just for customers to have a look at. Yeah. What we look at is the SK51.
SK51 Type A, so twin turret, twin spindle, 2-inch bar capacity. We can balance turn, balance mill on either spindle. We've got lots of tooling configuration possibilities.
There's loads. You've got double driven tooling here. You've got a double tool up there. You've got some fixed boring bars. Loads of different kinds of tooling.
So we've got tool life management, part count, tool life management and cut time all built in. We've got many ways to program the CNC. We've got conversational dialogue. We've got fixed sentence dialogue. We've got standard G&M code. We've got contour programming.
Yeah.
There's other neat features on the control, such as operator notations, built-in manuals, etc.
So there's a lot of effort put into the control system of the machine, but people might be
definitely.
surprised by the construction and configuration.
Yeah.
Double fixed head.
Well, we've got a lot of customers that are looking to increase capacity, and obviously this machine tool comes with, built-in star reliability, if you like.
Absolutely. Built-in star reliability on a fixed head machine. This is probably is this the biggest machine you've done in terms of bar capacity as well?
It is, yeah, for sure.
Wow. So the demo here, you've got standard brass demo. You've got some flats showing off the milling, some thread turning, some offset tapping as well, which is really nice.
It's a typical Japanese demonstration.
Is it? In what way? What do you mean by that?
It's in brass.
It's in brass. Yeah, we love brass. It looks good. Sends out loads of little fancy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've dropped your eccentric crank. I'm glad I didn't drop the Christmas tree. It's a very delicate part. Let me put the crank down here. We'll come back. Christmas tree. And then if we keep moving on, we've got a smaller machine here. Get back to our standard sliding head SR20. But there's something really fascinating about this machine, as well as the fact it's got the standard star kind of high technology and StepCycle Pro. What's this thing here?
This is a Blum's Detect system. So the idea of this unit is that you can link certain sensors into it. At the moment, we've got a vibration sensor that's feeding back into the console there.
Yeah, and you can see when the vibration increases, it goes out of tolerance with this kind of statistical process.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of standard deviation.
So the idea of this, you can link in certain sensors, you can interrupt the program, you can slow down the spindle speed, things like that. So it's quite an effective solution if you want to increase your unmanned hours.
Yeah.
And also, for example, if you have like you do some micro machining and you have a small drill or tap brake, this thing has got the capability to detect that breakage and stop the machine, so you're not making more parts that would be scrapped because the tap's broken or the drill's broken, etc.
Absolutely. It's a nightmare if you've got a tiny little drill or an end mill and you've got to take it out, put it to a microscope to check if it's there. If you can do that without resetting the machine, that saves you a lot of time.
It's all built in. It can feed back PLC signals, or we can feed back variables that we can detect on the CNC program. So it's quite a clever piece of kit.
Absolutely. And some of the size of the components that Star make in terms of how tiny they are is absolutely fascinating. Bringing us onto this tiny machine here, I assume this is for making really small connector components and pins.
For sure. We offer the SL machine in two sizes, 7mm capacity and 10mm capacity. This particular machine is doing our little star on top of the Christmas
look
tree.
at that beautiful little component there. Tiny diameter to then push fit into the top of the Christmas tree here. It's a gorgeous little star, and there's actually quite a lot of milling involved here.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much 85% milling on that particular component, but it just shows you the sort of prismatic type machining capability even on our smaller models.
Absolutely, it's the size of a fingernail. And the size of the end mill you've used inside those radiuses, it must be a tiny little end mill.
It's half a mil.
Half a mil end mill. I don't think I've ever even used one of those. How do you even set
one.
one of those things?
So yeah, very intricate component.
Really intricate, but I mean, that's not the most intricate component I've seen made on a Star machine. They get more intricate than that, believe it or not. It's the kind of thing that you need to inspect with a microscope or like a vision system.
Yeah.
Because sometimes contact inspection won't quite do it. If we keep moving on, as you can see, there's loads of suppliers here. We've got inspection, tooling as well. I mean, quick change tooling is really important for customers trying to improve their changeover times.
Yeah, it's about increasing efficiency. A lot of the different suppliers have got quick change tooling. Arno have got their quick change platen, which we do fit quite a lot to different size models.
Absolutely. Moving on, we've got an SR32. This is kind of you mentioned this is your flagship machine, right?
It's our most popular seller, the 32 size machine. So very flexible, very adaptable.
Loads of tools, loads of top cartridge turning. So your x-axis is in the vertical here, right?
In this model, for sure.
And loads of different axes that you can work with, front working, back working.
So we've done a couple of parts on this for the Christmas tree. So we're doing the base and the middle tier.
Yeah, so the if I can find one here, yeah, we've got loads of these bases. It's more of a standard component. It's probably what the SR32 would be chunky through these all day, every day.
There's a bit of engraving on there, but yeah, it's more of a standard component on this model.
Yeah.
We've got an overgrip system on the back spindle, which overgrips this section here and clamps in the middle of the part. So that's quite a neat feature.
So it'll grip on the diameter here rather than over the taper.
Yeah.
Interesting, brilliant. So that's the thing when you have strange components is how do you hold it on the other side? We've got prismatic component over there. I noticed you can still hold on a radius. But sometimes you need square.
Yeah, this is the difference. You know, we consider ourselves to be a solution provider, and this is one of the solutions that we can offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so moving on from the flagship, we're back onto a new machine. And also, actually, sorry, hello guys. Any of you guys customers of Star?
Yeah, we're customers of Star.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We've done several projects with them over the last few years. I think we bought 12 machines off them over the last 3 years. Yeah, we're come today to have a look at any latest offerings, new equipment they've got.
Yeah, perfect. Has anything impressed you today, surprised you?
Generally, the machines are always quite impressive. I can't think anything specifically at the moment.
So there's a lot of different technology here on show today.
Yeah, lots of different new kit.
Brilliant. What kind of components are you making on those machines, the 12 that you bought in the past 3 years?
So we make a variety of. We mainly use our star lathes for small sub-assemblies, small valves, and sub-assemblies that go within our larger valves.
Brilliant. What kind of materials? Are they difficult materials to work with?
Stainless steel, cross.
Material?
Yeah, difficult materials to use. Yeah, so last year we bought 5 SW20s, which is one of the new machines started on offer, which is 3-channel programming rather than 2, and the cycle time savings we've seen from that have been really, really good.
Brilliant. If you could estimate what the cycle time saving might be, what would it be?
At least 30%.
Wow.
Yeah, some fantastic. So we had old SR20s that they'd not been looked at, in fairness, for a while, the programming. They were maybe sort of getting a bit old. So we took that opportunity to really sort of step change our processes and go for it and sort of make some big savings.
It's big gains with investing in new technology from Star. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's move on. Let's continue, Alec, to this is a brand new machine again for the UK. What are we looking at?
New model, SB23, premiered here in our open house. So this is an entry-level machine, if you like. It's got some pretty good features, to be fair. It goes guidebush, non-guidebush. It's got a variety of tooling adaptations that you can put on. It's got 7 sort of cross-working positions, 5 of which are modular, which means you can load more cartridges into this particular machine, which in terms of the end user means they can make an increased variety of components.
Yeah, quick change with good repeatability.
Well, yeah, that's our bread and butter, to be fair. Yeah. As I said, 8 turning stations.
Yeah, which is quite a lot. 8 turning stations. So again, for more variety of components.
Yep.
So from one machine as an entry level, you might be a bit worried about, am I going to be able to put this part on it, that part on it, and the changeover is going to be commercially viable in terms of cycle times. But with a really versatile machine that is also entry level, you can make sure actually you don't have to say no to work or put it on a less productive machine. You can put it all on the SP23.
Yeah, like I say, they've tried to make it really, really flexible, really configurable, because a lot of our customers are, small, medium enterprises, and they don't know what's coming through the door. So if you can buy a machine tool that covers a lot of bases, you can actually take on those components with some sort of satisfaction that you're going to make them and make some profit from them.
Absolutely. So, flexible machine, SP23, brand new for the UK. Hopefully we'll see some more of those in the field.
It gets launched Q1 next year.
Q1 next year, so hopefully people will be seeing some case studies maybe mid next year at shops up and down the country. Moving on to a fairly big machine here, but what's interesting about this component on this is it's quite surprising.
Well, we're making another sort of prismatic component on the ST.
So prismatic meaning it's kind of square.
Yeah, we do actually use these. So these are like high pressure coolant adapters, if you like.
Yeah, you can see them attached. Oh, it's a heavy part. Oh, I was hoping that'd be a bit lighter than it was, but if you see that's the manifold right there. You're actually making a really useful part, which is nice for a demo piece. Means you're not wasting the material.
Absolutely.
Nice. Oh, I'm going to put this down because it's very heavy. If we look at the component, it's not really one you would assume could be machined on a lathe.
This is what we do. This is what Star's all about. As I said,
lots of face milling,
providing
engraving
solutions. Well, we've got a bit of balance milling. We've got a lot of drilling and tapping, obviously.
So you machine these both at the same time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh wow. Okay,
on this machine as well, we've got in-process gauging. We've got a Renishaw probe in there.
Brilliant. So you machine both these with both the face mills?
It's down at the bottom, so you can't quite see it on the turret. We've got a high-speed cool jet speed increaser on there.
Is that this one here, this bit?
That's the one there, so we're putting 140 bar pressure through
140 bar.
Increasing the RPM on the cool jet there.
Huge. Brilliant.
So that's doing all the engraving on the one face.
I bet it makes actually that cycle time a hell of a lot quicker than on a machine.
To be honest, I'm not sure what the cycle time is.
No, it's probably pretty quick. Probably pretty quick. And then you can machine the radii to finish the part on the back working turret as well.
Well, we're doing another sort of fairly unique thing on this machine. We're actually supporting it with a sensor. So we pick the sensor up from the head to turret, pop it into the collet, move it forward over to head one, support while we're doing some machining, and then we put the sensor back in on the turret. So it's quite an involved process.
Why did you put the sensor in?
Well, it just gives us, we're just trying to show customers that if you're doing really, really long parts,
you're going to need that support.
And we do have a method of supporting long components.
And this is the sensor here. You're pointing to this bit. Yeah. And that actually fits in the collet, automatically changed from a sensor to the second up. That's fantastic. That's fascinating. Wow. So again, quite a versatile machine for longer components.
It's another different technology that we're just trying to showcase to our customer base.
It's almost like a mill turn machine, but for smaller diameters. I love it. So we've seen a lot of really great demos here. Lots of what would be otherwise characterized as probably milled parts. So you're trying to show off the real versatility of the machines. Obviously, a lot of people make components, and connectors and pins, more sliding head style components, but there's a lot of components actually people might be surprised they can make on a sliding head.
Well, I think what I've seen over the last few years is, the complexity of components that we do here at Star, it's just getting more and more complex. Hence, we need more functions, more axes, more everything really on the models. So technology never stops; it just keeps getting better and better and better.
No, every year you seem to stuff more axes in a tighter space. It's absolutely amazing. So that's been the Star Tech Center tour here at the Open House.